It's Auto In with your hosts Seth Kelly, Will Moulton, and Garrett Walder. In this episode, what is this podcast? Who are these mysterious hosts? Where did they come from? And where are they going? Without further ado, Auto In.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to Auto In. I am so excited to get the first episode underway, and I'm sure that all of us here are. My name is Seth Kelly, just to put the names to the voices, and let us continue to put names to voices.
Well, hello. I am Garrett Walder, and I am also talking on this show. I don't know what my title is. I wasn't told a title. I was just told to talk. So
we'll
hello.
call you Sir.
Sir?
We will make we'll make me a page, just a mere page, and Will be the queen.
Yes, I am the queen. Hello, my name is Will Moulton. I am the queen here. I move in all directions, and you cannot beat me. So
I move in all directions.
Oh, you're talking about chess.
Yeah, I thought we were talking about chess.
Oh, yeah.
That's what, when you say queen, so Seth is the king, he's the pawn, and I'm the queen. Is that how we're going?
Because I take life one step at a time. Oh, I can call myself a page, but if we're going by chess rules, that would make me a pawn, I guess. Which means I still move one step at a time.
I thought you were the king of this pot. You were the king.
But hey,
would that make us married?
No.
Okay, awesome. I don't feel like
Fine.
marrying
I
you.
want to be the bishop then. If you're the king.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'll be the assigned king, and then Will, you'll be the bishop. You only move diagonally then.
Yes. So let's get into our first
Yeah,
thing.
sure.
Hi, I'm sorry. We kind of got sidetracked there.
Nah, that's fine. This is what
it's
a
part of
podcast
the
is
fun.
for.
It's part of the fun.
Yeah, this
you know?
is fun. So here's our first thing. This is our new podcast called Auto In. Now, what we say when we say Auto In is that Auto In is a button we push when we play a replay on our TriCaster. When we want to play a replay, you say Auto In. They play the replay, and then we'll say Auto Out. So that's what that means by Auto In. Now, we named it after that because it's just an easy, fun name that we can that it's easy to pronounce. You can always look it up. It's good. It's fun. Yeah. So that's what Auto In means. It's great.
It's great. This podcast is great. It's going to be
great.
a hit.
Like our podcast.
Yeah,
it's great.
absolutely. It's going to have all
Subscribe,
kinds of followers.
follow, like, repost if that's something you do.
You can tell it's
Sure.
going to be good because we're saying it's going to be good.
Right.
So the hosts.
Let's introduce ourselves, right?
We could do it again. Sure.
Let's
My
do it
name is
again.
Seth
A little bit
Kelly.
more in depth
I
this
am the
time.
king of this podcast, of this chessboard.
No, I mean,
Isn't that what we're doing?
we should probably talk about who we are.
Oh,
Yes,
like,
no,
how
yes.
long we've been working.
two truths and a
how
lie,
did we get
Seth.
started? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Do we want to just do impromptu 2 truths and a lie?
Sure.
We need an icebreaker for
Sure,
the three of us who already know each other.
Yeah, absolutely. It's better than the one where we go around the circle and we each say our name, like our classification and what our favorite ice cream
Hi,
flavor
my name
is.
is Will.
Hi, my name is Garrett. If I was a type of tree, I would be an oak tree. My
would you say
favorite
that?
color is neon beige.
I like
man.
duller beiges. I don't like.
Yeah,
I don't
kinda
like
hurts your
neon
eyes.
beige.
Kind of hurts your eyes. You know, you can't look at the neon beige for too long.
Exactly. Too much
Causes eye
blue
strain.
light is often used in neon beige.
Right.
I prefer the woodier, modern type of beige. So let's each go around and say how long we've been working at the PBN. I've been working at the PBN since around September 2019, I believe. So I'm coming up on 1 year of working at the PBN.
I was hired 2 weeks after Seth, so yes, I am coming about around the same time frame. In September of 2019, I started working for the PBN. I've had a lot of fun since. That's what's up.
Technically, I've only been working here for a week.
Garrett's one of our green new scouts here. So,
Of our Green Scouts.
yeah. So,
I'm a Tiger Cub? Is that how it works
Tiger
in Cub
Cub
Scouts?
and-
Isn't Tiger the youngest?
yes, I'm actually an Eagle Scout. So, yeah.
Oh.
You're an Eagle Scout?
Yeah, you guys forget every single time I bring this up that, yes, I'm an Eagle
He
Scout.
brings it up all the time.
I do not bring it up all the
He
time.
actually-
I
you
bring it
don't.
up about as much as much as I need to because everybody forgets it sequentially over the course of a semester.
Well, if you're really an Eagle Scout, set a fire in the studio right now. Prove it.
First off,
No.
Use your
no.
environment.
No.
Identify what around
Take a
here can
match
be
and,
used
like-
to see a bonfire and then do
okay.
it.
Right.
I don't believe
So-
you until you do it.
Right.
I was a tenderfoot. That's as far as I got.
Oh, that's pretty low.
Yeah, well, I
My
was
bad.
going through the second class requirements and the merit badges and stuff, and I was like,
This is heavy,
I think
Doc.
I
don't know.
I think I just ran out of merit badges that I enjoy, and I have to like do hard things to become a second class scout. So I don't want to do that.
It's a pretty strenuous thing to become an Eagle Scout.
5 mile
There's a
hiking
lot of-
badge. I think I'll pass.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bureaucracy involved to get to the level of Eagle Scout. You have to go through a lot of different channels and you have to break through a lot of it. Like, do you know how many things I had to push through just to get my Eagle Scout project going? It's horrible. I had to go to like a guy who approves Eagle Scout projects, and he approved mine, but then we had to talk about what it was for. It's like a marketing. You have to design your own marketing strategy to get into to get your Eagle Scout project done. It's the
wow.
worst.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
It's horrible. It's not fun.
That's whack.
I had to fill out 1 million forms just to get it in. It's horrible.
1 million forms?
That's hyperbole. That's what it
Oh,
means.
I'm sorry. I thought you were being 100%
No, we're only
serious.
100% serious on this show.
Yeah.
We
That's
only
why I
speak
always
facts.
talk like this.
It's true.
So, let's talk about where we are in our broadcasting, how much experience we have as of right now. So, I'll start. I actually have been a DBU for a while now. I am a senior this year, or probably.
Indeed.
Yes.
Probably.
So,
You never know
my
because
first-
credits are confusing.
We don't
man.
know. It's
Hey,
so
better hope
about,
you took foundations. You won't graduate
Oh,
without
that's
it.
true.
Yeah. So about 2 years ago, I decided, hey, I'm not happy in my current major. My grades are on the decline.
Oh.
I do not enjoy it. So I wanted to find something more that I was interested in, which I've always been interested in broadcasts and everything. So I went to my advisor. I said, I don't want to do this anymore. I went to shout out to Molly Taylor. Molly Taylor helped me decide my new major, and she helped me figure it out until we landed on broadcast. And I was like, that sounds fun. That sounds like something I want to do for the rest of my life. As you know, Chris Four is all three of our advisors, teacher and boss.
You might not know that. I don't know what kind of fans are going to come in here.
Right? You might not know that. But
If you're the dude who already asked about the podcast, you already know that.
right,
You've been working with him.
right. So
Shout out, but without a name.
Sure. Yes.
Shout out to that anonymous individual.
He will be remembered as the first fan of the Auto In.
Yes,
Yes.
indeed.
So so I got a job a year ago, but I was volunteering before that and everything. So I'm gonna pass it on to you, Seth, over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've always been interested in media. I think the first camera I ever got was sometime when I was 7 or 8. It was a Disney Flicks camera, which is about $20.
I had one of those.
You had a Disney Flicks
Dude,
camera?
I've never seen someone else who had one of those.
Dude, they discontinued them a
Because
couple
it had
years ago.
it had like the High School Musical front plate on it, right?
Oh yeah, I
And,
put
like-
the High School Musical one on. They had a Pirates of the Caribbean one on, but
Yeah,
I was a huge fan of High School Musical at the time.
Well, the thing was, I put the High School Musical one. Sorry, I don't mean to hijack your thing.
No,
But I
that's
put the
fine.
High School Musical one on, but then it got stuck in the camera, so I couldn't swap it out when I like
Oh, no.
reached a point where I'm like, oh, Potsy's cool, or sorry, Pirates of the Caribbean is cool. You know, I want like the cool kid one, like in middle school when you go through your phase of like, oh, anything that's not edgy
Right,
is bad.
yeah.
But it got stuck on the camera, so I was just kind of stuck going around with this High School Musical camera, you know, with all these
Oh,
like
lovely.
happy Zac Efron on the front of the camera, like yeah, jumping up in the air or whatever.
Yeah, it wasn't a very high quality camera, like hardware wise or software wise, but I would always make like videos with my toys on that camera, and then I kept making videos. Started a YouTube channel when I was 11, which was illegal at the time, but never mind.
Oh, Seth, breaking the law.
And
over here.
so I continued to make YouTube videos, and the more I made videos, the more I realized I enjoyed the more live aspects of media production. then I did the ones that are meticulous and scripted out and everything. And so I found that broadcast's DBU's broadcast major was really good for what I wanted to do. It had a lot of really cool facilities and equipment and situations that I could get a lot of experience of in the broadcast field. And so that's why I came here, and the rest is history.
Wow. That's crazy, dude. Dog.
That's pretty cool. Dog.
Dog?
We gotta be hip with the kids.
I'm channeling my Randy from American Idol.
I thought you were like calling me a dog.
No. Like, if you guys ever watched American Idol, I watched American
Randy.
Idol as a kid, and I just
Oh yeah, me
it was always, you know what, dog, or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, he would always
nice.
say dog, and that's how I was just thinking about that.
I was terrified of the PS2 game.
Oh,
for
really?
American Idol because they had this like really suspenseful time before they like cut out to the top 12, and I thought something was gonna jump out of the screen and destroy me. But also,
you're just waiting there in suspense, and then suddenly Simon Cowell's like, "You didn't make
Right.
it." And I was like, "Ah!"
But Simon, like, he was brutal. And I, like, whenever I was off pitch and Simon grilled me, I would, like, burst into tears. And my mom would be like, these are not real people assessing your real singing ability, Seth. And I'd be like, I'm a terrible singer.
Aww.
Right. So
But I was a terrible singer, so it was fun.
when I went to Disney World, they had this thing called the American Idol Experience. Now, granted, I was like 11 when I went to Disney World, and my sister went in, and my mom was like, "Hey, Will, do you want to go in? Because I know they're gonna want to hear you sing." And I'm like, "No,
I want to hear you sing.
I would not like to sing, but I hate.
At the end of the podcast, you're gonna break out in song. and
Sure,
show us.
Go sing the outro
I'm just
music.
I'm not a very good singer, but I waited outside for like hours on end for my sister to get done with it. But apparently when she came out, she's like, they loved my singing voice. They thought I was great. They just did everything. And I was like, dang it. Now I want to be on American Idol sing. Now I need to be a part. Now I need to be the American Idol. I'm the American Idol here, Claire.
I'm the real American Idol.
Yeah.
It should have been me.
Also, you were talking about you had a High School Musical camera thing, right?
Oh yeah, Disney Flicks camera.
Right.
Heck yeah.
I had a Fisher-Price camera.
Oh
That-
yes.
Yeah, that was
Fisher-Price.
completely waterproof. That I
Quality.
threw in the
dang.
pool all the time, and I thought, this is so
Just 'cause.
cool. We throw it in the pool, and I can take pictures underwater. Now, the thing I didn't know, it couldn't go down under like 2 to 3 meters. So I threw it in like the deep end of like
Oh,
a
no.
community pool, and it just short-circuited immediately. I'm like, what happened?
no.
That's so sad.
Not really. I think it was pretty funny.
Oh yeah, we
Let's make
didn't
sure-
go through your origin story, Garrett.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah, I the thing that got me into video production or just media production in general, because I originally wanted to be a veterinarian when I was a
Whoa.
little youngling, and
Okay.
I then found out what veterinarians have to do, i.e.,
Stick thermometers in dogs' butts.
yes, exactly, and like clean up poop and stuff like that. So I was like, maybe I don't want to devote my life to cleaning up after dogs, business, or like cats, because let's be honest,
Ultimate level
cats
of humility.
cats aren't worth the effort.
I'm sorry, excuse me. I am the number one cat person you will ever meet. Cats are extremely worth the effort.
He is a
I don't
cat
wanna get
person. You can't
into this
see
right
it,
now,
but he
we'll
is.
get into this
He's
later.
both a cat and a person
Right.
at the same
Keep
Yeah,
time.
he's a
going
genetically
on-
modified cat boy.
Garrett, keep going. But we're gonna have words later about
Okay.
cats.
Okay. In
Maybe
the
someday we
meantime-
can have a debate on the show. But
Yeah.
In the meantime, we're going to take a break, and then we're going to talk about the PBN. What is it? Who does it comprise? How can you get involved? And so in the meantime, let's take a little break.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Auto In. We are ready to talk about the PBN. What is the PBN? Whenever we say PBN, what are we talking about there?
So what we're talking about when we're talking about the PBN is called the Patriot Broadcasting Network. That's what it stands for.
Mm-hmm.
It is basically the broadcasting department. So we
at DBU,
at
Dallas
DBU,
Baptist
of course.
University.
We all three go to DBU. We're all pretty. We all know the campus pretty well. I think all three of us. But basically, the PBN is the broadcasting network here at DBU. We film all the games. We live stream all the games at DBU. Now, obviously, since the time of Corona, we are not live streaming as of right now. We are not doing that, but we are doing chapel. So every time you see a chapel broadcast, that's us.
Indeed.
So
Will got shouted out by his mom. Today when he was running camera and she came up and she said, "Hey, that's my son in the back running camera," and I was like, "That's
Will has truly made it in his career. He got cheered for by an entire auditorium of freshmen.
That's
true.
the peak of my career. It's all downhill from here.
It's all downhill from here."
Yes, sir.
I think I just started clipping.
So anyways, back to what the PBN is about. We do replays. We do a lot of sound. We do graphics. We do all of that. And we do shading and everything. So that's what we're doing here at the PBN. We make sure we use basically standard industry, the standard in the industry.
Yeah,
so we
industry
use,
standard equipment.
Some of the stuff we use is we used an TC1 TriCaster. We also use a 3-play, which is basically replay. It's how we do replay, and then we use a X32. I believe sound. Those are basically some of our tools that we use there.
And these are all roles that we'll go into in future episodes of the podcast and give you guys a little bit of an idea of what does instant replay involve, and who directs the broadcasts, and what do we do when we come into work and things like that. So stay tuned for future episodes. I just wanted to interject that so that they knew what they were getting into by following this podcast.
True. So anyways, basically we do use some HD cameras as well. Pretty nice HD cameras, tripods, etc.
Fine.
They are fine.
They are fine.
Yeah.
When I first came here, well, not before I was like a student here, I did
they were
a
using
summer
film
camp.
cameras back then.
Oh,
when you came.
disgusting!
Yeah, it was
film.
We had
What
to
is this?
use linear
Tape?
editing and all that.
It's disgusting. No, but I first like spent time at DBU about 2 years ago at a summer camp called Servant U, which is how I found out about it. And I went to the digital media broadcast breakout thing that they had going on, where you go and kind of see what like the department is like and the people and the professors and all that. And they pulled out one of the cameras and were showing it to us, and like I kind of walked over and was looking at it, and the dude, I don't remember who exactly it was, probably shouldn't call him dude, should be more respectful. The sir walked over to me. Oh, I just knocked over my water bottle onto my mask. Cool.
Oh, lovely. They wouldn't have known that if you didn't say it.
Oh, well, I want to world build,
Yeah, this is what
I
we're
want to
gonna
bring
do,
them
world
into
building.
the studio.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm like looking at this thing and I'm like real close to it. I'm like, ooh, this is really pretty. Like, this is such a nice camera. The guy walks over. He's like, you see this tiny little piece right here? And we kind of lean in and he's pointing at this tiny little piece on the camera. And I'm like, yeah, what about it? And he's like, that costs $3,000. Or something like that, or like that costs $1,000.
And you were like,
just that one piece.
$3,000.
And he's like, so if you break this thing, you are in debt for the rest of your life.
So let's talk about what the PBN comprises here.
Yeah, who does the PBN comprise?
Right. So let's say
We got the three of us.
the three of us. We are some of the production assistants that are a part of the PBN.
Indeed. Who are the other production assistants? We have
We have Austin Hill,
Is Bon a production
Bon
assistant?
Crane,
Bon Crane.
Rodrigo Reyes,
Indeed.
and then our senior producers so far. If I left anybody out, I'm forgetting a little bit.
I can pull up the.
Oh
the
yeah, our
group chat.
senior
We have a
producers
fancy
are
group chat.
Harrison Witcher, and Caleb Todd,
Yep.
and our director. I think I'm not sure what his title is, but his name is Chris Four. He teaches a few classes here on top of University Hill.
He's the big kahuna.
He is
He's
the big
one we all
kahuna.
answer to.
Yes. Yeah, he is currently probably teaching a class right now, I would say, or he's gone home for the day. But he's who we all answer to, it's who we call whenever we have problems. He's great.
As of today, we have one coworker that is a girl named Michaela DeJong, but we're going to address that in the news piece later. We're going to do at the end of each episode like a funny little news piece. This one's not so funny, but we'll do another
Wow, you're calling
funny
this
news
funny,
piece to
Seth?
throw you a bone.
Shameful.
No, wait, I don't even know what you said. Never mind. I don't know if
It's
I should
fine.
say yes or no.
It's fine.
Right. So those are who we're comprised of, and we also have a lot of volunteers during a regular semester who come and
Yeah.
they help us get involved, and because they need the credit hours.
We have a lot of different positions. We have camera operator, we have replay operator, shading, audio engineer, graphics, director, producer, things like that. So, what are you guys' favorite positions to run?
Well, for me, I have to say one of my favorite positions to run that I am absolute horrible at is replay, because it constantly keeps you like engaged with the game, and I have a bad tendency of not focusing during some stuff, and so I constantly have to be on my game for replay. I have to be constantly working. Also, TDing is pretty fun for me, but I also enjoy running camera. So those are my top three.
Yeah, so I've actually never ran replay, and that's somewhat intentional because I see the amount of just stress on the people's face when they're running replay, and just the work they're having to do.
It's
It's
like,
extremely stressful. It's a pretty intensive thing you have to do. We'll be talking about replay next week a lot, so
Yes.
we'll get into that a little bit more.
Okay, so I think for my favorite position, it depends on the sport. I enjoy running camera a lot more than I used to, I think, because I tend to enjoy things more when I'm better at them, and I've gotten better at camera operating, I think, since when I was first operating camera for the PBN. I actually enjoy running replay for soccer and volleyball, and even some of basketball, although I can only take it in doses at a time. But for baseball, we have to do AB replays sometimes, which is where we have two different kind of channels. One is I realize I'm going off on replay when we should probably save it all for next episode. Anyway, it's much more involved with baseball, and so I don't enjoy doing replay for baseball as much.
Right.
But TDing is fun, camera operating is fun, and I think directing is fun also for
Seth, you're
for
the only one
soccer
who's
and
directed
volleyball.
out of all of
So-
us. So
Oh,
wait,
okay.
have you
So
directed?
cool. I have. I've directed.
Wow.
I directed maybe about 5 minutes of a basketball game, and it was a bit of a fiasco. But I've also directed a volleyball game, I believe. I've done a little bit of directing, and one time I was producer.
Right.
Nice.
Nice.
Proud of you.
Anyways, I
You know
think
what would be, I think, a good thing to do right now?
take a break.
Take a break.
Yeah.
You are reading
Wow.
my mind. Did you think that, Garrett?
I thought
Are we all
that.
in cahoots?
I did.
You did.
I did.
Wow. Okay.
I
I
I
think
think
we
we
have
should. Hey,
such
I think we should put.
chemistry.
I think
no
we should.
wonder this show is so good.
I think we should put to a vote. Everyone who thinks we should go to a break, say aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Okay, we're going to take a break, and then when we come back, we're going to answer an audience question and get into some news piece about PBN workers. So
That's spicy.
stay tuned. Welcome back to Auto In. It's time for a little Q&A
That's
going on
right.
here.
Indeed, indeed. Jana from Penang, Malaysia asks, if you could upgrade any piece of equipment in the broadcasting department, what would it be and why?
That is a very good question.
If I could upgrade any piece in the control room, or where are we talking? Like the control room, or
It could be in the control room.
It just says
Right.
broadcasting department, so I'm assuming it's anywhere.
Just
So,
anywhere,
how about-
I think.
So anywhere, if there's one piece I would upgrade is, man, we could use some more smaller JVCs, some better smaller JVCs. You know what I'm
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about? Yeah, some of them they're pretty old.
What is a JVC?
Some of that. Oh, a JVC. Okay. JVC is the company that sells the cameras that we tend to use for broadcast.
So you want a smaller camera, is what you're saying?
We have small JVCs already. There are small JVCs and there are big JVCs. Big JVCs are what we tend to put fiber packs on, which is where we plug in fiber cables. Which that's a long story, but basically we send internet-like connection through fiber that allows the stream to take place, and we may discuss that later in the camera operating episode. But the smaller JVCs we tend to use for recording and for smaller productions.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So yeah, the smaller JVCs are based off the company that sells them, JVC, obviously, but we call them the small JVCs because that's their brand, right? So when I'm talking about the smaller JVCs, I'm saying that there's a lot of they're a little beat up, to be honest. They've got one of them has a lens that's been pulled off.
Oh my goodness, I didn't know that.
Another one has an SD card stuck. Broken SD card slot because there's an SD card stuck in the SD card.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's a pretty.
That's kind of tragic. I mean, I don't know if I've been working here long enough to really have a problem with anything, but I will say that the control room is in this really strange state of perpetually being too cold and too hot at the same time.
Oh yeah.
I'm never comfortable, and like I will just go 1 second from being too hot to being too cold, and there's no in between. So
it's just like a shower. It's like a hotel shower.
Can we get like official PBN parkas, but like, okay, so you know,
parkas.
And I'm going somewhere with this.
That's where we're going.
I'm going somewhere with this. Okay.
Okay.
So you know how like basketball players have those pants, right? That like you can take the legs off. Well, not the legs, but like you can take like the lower part of the legs off of.
Oh yeah.
So that like when they're on the bench and it's cold in the arena or stadium or whatever you call it in basketball, forgot.
So we need to do that to the air conditioners.
That's not where I was going with that, but I mean, sure.
Going.
Yeah, we can put pants on the air conditioners, then it'll get warmer, right? But
yeah, that's how pants work.
What I'm getting at is that like they like can remove the lower legs of the pants and then their shorts. So when they go play, right? We should do that with parkas in the control room, but make it like magnetic, right? So it's super easy. So you can just be sitting there with your parka, freezing cold, right? And then when it suddenly changes to be hot for some completely unknown reason to me, you can just like rip the magnetic sleeves off of your parka and you have a parka vest now and you look cool and trendy and hipster. And you're repping the brand because it'll probably say PBN real big on the back in like biker script, right? We can have like our biker gang logo.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The PBN biker gang logo on the back, you know?
The Patriot Biking Network.
Right.
That's actually.
So Seth, what's the thing you would replace if you could?
Okay, let's see.
I would say unlimited budget, but I don't think we're going that deep into it.
I would have said the
What?
Oh,
you can upgrade any piece of the department.
Upgrade
the budget.
That might have to be my answer. I would say the TriCaster switcher if we didn't just get a new one, because there was a leak in the ceiling that rendered the preview 1, 2, 3, and 4 buttons. We'll talk more about what that means in the technical director episode that's much later in the podcast, but just know that those are important buttons. And we had to get a launch pad hooked up in order just to be able to press those 4 buttons. And so what I would say for the sake of time is, because I can't think of one piece of equipment, that is one piece of equipment I am glad got replaced. Because now we can actually preview inputs 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the TriCaster.
Nice.
The second question here we have from Thomas from Euless, Texas. If you could add a sport for broadcast, what would you choose?
Hockey.
Bowling.
Hockey? We have done some broadcast work on hockey, I think, or it was just recording, right?
Yeah, I think we recorded. Do we have a bowling team?
I believe so. I mean, we have almost every team under the sun except for
football.
That's true. Our football team is undefeated.
It's true.
Because there
doesn't
is none.
exist. Yeah.
I would say bowling because I love how
say.
ridiculous bowling gets. It's kind of like
He's not just talking about bowling. He's going back to the
No,
topic.
let's just talk. Let's just talk about bowling. Let's go.
We're gonna have a whole bowling episode in episode 34.
My favorite part.
Episode 34, the bowling episode.
Yeah.
My favorite part about bowling is when you accidentally throw the bowl backwards, and everyone's like,
Everyone
ah.
goes, ah.
I remember I watched that. You guys seen that meme of the guy who throws the bowling ball into the ceiling and all the ceiling tiles crash down?
Oh no.
So, anyways, I prefer bowling because it can get pretty crazy in like how like everybody's skilled at bowling, and it can be a little bit boring to watch, but you got to have really good commentators.
It can be a bit bowling to watch.
Yeah, a bit bowling to watch.
Good original pun, Will.
Garrett gets that.
I'm gonna rep Ultimate Frisbee. I think it would be cool to add Ultimate Frisbee. I believe it's gone past intramural sports, and it's now technically a like real sports team.
Right.
My cousin
really?
is on it, so that's the second main
Wait,
reason.
I'm
But
sorry.
the first main reason
Did you say disc golf?
would no Ultimate Frisbee.
Oh.
But dude, if
I don't
there
know
was
where I heard
if
disc
there was a
golf.
disc golf team, I would totally try out for it.
Nice.
That'd be
Guys,
great. I
look.
don't know if I'd get on.
I think I want to change my answer
Okay.
to professional wrestling.
Oh, you're talking just sports in general,
Yeah, like
not
any
a DBU,
sport. I don't know if you can
existing
consider
DBU
what-
sport.
Yeah, I don't know if you can consider WWE a sport, but
That was a whole like conversation
The
on our
official-
Stonehouse
I know I'm
chat last
I'm
year.
going off the rails here, but
my
I think
goodness.
it's very. I just want to see some Christian wrestling where everyone's very polite
Christian
about everything.
wrestling.
Everyone turn the other
Yeah,
cheek wrestling.
turn your other cheek wrestling. Maybe
After you win, you have
somebody
to say my
calls
pleasure.
it. Yeah,
I don't think I said anything about Ultimate Frisbee. I think I said some things, but I just think it'd be cool. It's comparable to soccer, but I think it would be like just Ultimate Frisbee gets crazy. People
Yeah.
lay out and people like jump up for it with these crazy verts and then get knocked like under the legs and such, and then they fall down and then they break their skull, and it's great.
yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
Nice.
That's not what we're not allowed actually to get really bad injuries on the broadcast. That's one little behind the
that's
scenes
interesting.
piece. There was one time where there was a soccer game and someone got really injured, but I had to take a different camera. Oh my goodness, Will, was that your notification? Wait, who was that? What was the
wasn't me.
notification sound?
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. But
We have phones. We're human.
yeah. we have some flaws because we're human, like having phones. But I had to take a different camera and I had to be taught like right there. That's one thing that they just can't teach you until you're in that situation is don't get a really bad injury on the broadcast. Get a referee, get someone else, because parents are watching and it just gets them really
Oh yeah.
worried.
That would not be good. That would be rough.
Yeah.
Will's mouthing something.
I'm not
to me.
mouthing anything. I'm just trying to help you out here.
I don't know what you were
yeah.
mouthing at me.
Yeah, if you get an injury on a broadcast, it can be really, really scary for the parents because it might be their kid,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah, exactly.
mostly, usually, a lot of our people who watch us are parents because they want to see their kid play, and maybe they're in another state,
Right.
So that's
or
what-
maybe a pandemic is happening in the
right?
world. And
Maybe
they
a pandemic is
see the
happening and they
stream.
can't. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. I
All
think
right.
it's time we move on to the next piece.
Yeah, we got our PBN worker news.
Yes,
Who's reading the news piece for this week?
that would be me.
All right.
Go
What's the
for it,
news
Will.
piece for this week, Will?
Okay, so for the news piece this week, we have a grilled cheese bake-off over here.
Ooh.
Right? So
Between who and who?
between
Who and who?
Caleb, Todd, and
Host and
Austin
host.
Hill, Austin has challenged Caleb to a straight up chili grilled
Baking?
cheese cook-off, I believe.
Grilling.
And it's gonna be a sight to behold. Good luck, you two. I hope you guys have a great time trying to make cheese better than it already is.
For the record, I don't think you can bake grilled cheese. That's like saying that you're frying a baked potato.
I don't know
That's
about
not how
It's
that.
a
it
baked
works.
cheese sandwich.
A
Isn't that?
Yeah,
isn't it just
you
called
can
a
always
melt?
like
sandwich.
well wait, you can always put it in an oven, and I mean you could put a plate in there.
Who puts grilled cheese I've never
You
in
put a
my life
plate?
put a grilled cheese sandwich in
I think you guys are just
oven.
eating grilled cheese wrong.
Okay,
I want to see one of your oven baked grilled cheeses and
Well,
try it.
So
You'll
I,
see
I'm
it.
sure I'm
Sandwiches.
sure Caleb and Austin are both amazing at making grilled cheeses. I don't mean any of this at like a slide against them, right?
Okay.
But how does one make a better grilled cheese than another person? Because isn't it just like you take the bread, you take the cheese, and then you grill it?
Oh, no. One tastes better than the other. The kind of cheese
Oh.
that they pick, do they put meat
Oh, so
in
they're
it?
not using the
kind of
same
bread.
ingredients either.
How to use the sauces right, which is you don't ever put sauces on it.
Right.
Just
no.
my personal
See,
preference.
I once did a quesadilla cook-off with one of my roommates, and what
Mhm.
I did was, see, it's a little different because quesadillas you can mess with the taste a little bit more than a
Yeah.
grilled cheese sandwich. The grilled cheese sandwich is all American, but like a quesadilla, that's actually somewhat malleable because of Tex-Mex
yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff.
But yeah, you can
and
put like
so-
jalapenos in there. You can put pico de gallo. You can put like all kinds of good stuff.
Right, but like with a grilled
Live
cheese
mice.
cook-off, it's extremely like you have to make that all American, and you have to put the right amount of butter because if you put too much butter, the cheese will melt, but the bread will stay the same. It won't cook as quick. So I'm saying, you two are gonna have a real task ahead of you two because this is gonna be. I'm actually interested to try one of these grilled cheese.
We might
sandwiches.
have to have Caleb and Austin bring their grilled cheese into the radio.
Yeah,
room.
Yes.
who's judging?
Not the radio
I
room.
think the three of
210.
us.
Not
Yeah,
the radio room.
Or 210.
Yeah,
Yeah.
210.
So I think Will be the Simon Cowell of us. Garrett, of course, will be Randy,
I would
and then
really
I'll
prefer-
be whoever the female judge is.
I would
don't-
actually
I don't like
prefer
that.
to
I think
be
we should-
the Gordon Ramsay of the.
Oh, Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
I'll
All right.
Nice.
Well, I'm excited to see how that turns
Right.
out.
Yeah.
Another piece of PBN worker news today was the last day for Michaela De Jong, who
Oh.
and she was very good at running camera and TD and all sorts of stuff. Very knowledgeable about broadcast. And we're sad to see her go, but we are very excited to see her go off into better things.
Yes, please don't be a stranger, Michaela. We're gonna miss you at the PBN. Come say hi sometime. She's not
Yes.
leaving DVU, but she is moving on to a new job.
Indeed.
So, I guess that's probably time to talk about next week.
Indeed. Next week, we're going to be talking about instant replay, and we don't know yet what guest we're going to have on, but we're going to have a guest that is very, very good with instant replay, very knowledgeable about it, and we'll talk about what is replay, what technology is involved, what tasks does it involve, and a little bit of just a sneak peek into behind the scenes of replay. Does that sound good, guys?
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
sounds
replay's a real stressful one of those big jobs that I think it's a pretty hard one, but it's one that everybody kind of needs to learn.
And it's one that's very rewarding.
Yes.
It's one that Chris always tries to put people on replay for a reason, because it not only teaches you how to operate the machine and do replay, but it also teaches you very valuable skills such as staying on your feet and paying attention that are good, especially if you want to get into broadcast. Thank you guys for listening. This has been a great first episode, and I'm excited for the next. What about you guys?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
definitely.
excited.
Yeah. All right. Well, this has been Auto In, hosted by Seth Kelly, Will Moulton, and Garrett Walder, with music produced and performed by Jesse Leicht, and logo designed by John Brazino. Thank you for listening, and see you next week. Auto out.